Hello and welcome to Sports Today's Morning News Wrap. I'm Siddharth Gulati and I'm going to bring you all the latest updates that made the headlines on different newspapers and on various digital platforms. So, as always, as it has been a usual drill, let's just begin with some cricket news and specifically something related to the World Test Championship final. Well, batting first, Australia. They could only manage 212 courtesy 50s by Bo Webster and Steve Smith, but then in response, South Africa are in deep trouble. They are 43 for 4. They have been put into a shell, or rather, I should say, they have gotten themselves into a shell by losing those early wickets. Australia did drop a couple of catches early on, but then tidy spells by the likes of Cummins, Stark, and Hazelwood made sure that they have their noses ahead in the all important World Test Championship final here. So, what are the things that the different South African and Australian cricketers had to say after an eventful opening day in which 14 wickets stumbled? Well, in case of Bo Webster, he has clearly mentioned that Australia have their noses ahead on a pitch that is very difficult to bat, and so is the case with Steve Smith, who has said that despite Australia scoring about 212, they are still pretty much ahead in the game. For South Africa, it's Kagiso Rabada, who's obviously admitted his doping mistake and has also said that not the kind of start that South Africa wanted, but still there is a lot of time left in the game and they would still fancy their chances of making a comeback. So that's about it as far as the WTC final is concerned. Promises to be another crackerjack of a contest on day two, and we are going to be live when the day two actually ends with the proper analysis of what really transpired as far as the cricketing action goes. Moving on to something related to India versus England here. Well, Gautam Gambhir has shared a very strong message to Team India. He said that, we can either look at it from a perspective that we don't really have three of our best senior players here in Kohli, Rohit Sharma and Ashwin on this tour. And we can probably think about the fact that it might just be difficult, but at the very same time, we can also look at it from a perspective that we have an opportunity to do something very good in the England tour and make sure that we not just fight every session, every over, but it's about fighting every ball. So this is the kind of strong statement that Gautam Gambhir has actually given to the Team India players, and so is the case with Shubman Gill, who will be leading India for the very first time in Test cricket. He is now India's new Test captain. So he has also provided them with such kind of a message that let's just start fighting each and every ball. Also, Brendan McCullum has given a statement that India have travelled to England with high hopes, but then the England team are ready for the contest in the upcoming 5-match series, which is now renamed to the Tendulkar Anderson Trophy. They are ready for the contest, they are ready for the battle here, and it promises to be another exciting series. So before we move on, let's just take a couple of comments here. Biresh Suman has a comment that the pitch of Lords looks really dry after the first two innings pacers. I think now it's time for the spinners in the third and fourth innings. I think that might just seem to be the case, Biresh, because if you look at the first innings, both Keshav Maharaj and Aiden Markram got a lot of zip, and I think if there's anyone who would be licking his lips right now, it is Nathan Lyon, because he would know that this might just turn out to be a good track for him to bowl. It's kind of a poetic justice that if Nathan Lyon just goes on to win the match for Australia, because it was at this very same ground that he got injured in 2023, could not really take part in the Ashes that took place that particular year. So let's see, what he does. Moving on, Sanjay Bangar has revealed his couple of options for India's number 3 batting slot, and it's neither Gill nor Karun Nair. He feels that it could either be Sai Sudarshan or Abhimanyu Ishwan, because he expects Gill to bat at number 4, and at the very same time, Karun Nair he feels would be a sure shot number 6. So that's his reading of the situation, and for him at number 3, it will be either Sudarshan or Ishwan. Let's take a couple of more comments before we, switch to another things. Birja Prasad Padi has a comment. Good morning. Why doesn't India play a specialist batter at number 5? Birja, the point is that Rishabh Pant, even if you take a look at his stats at number 5, they're exemplary. Why do we even need to shift Rishabh Pant's position? The point here is that don't fix something that's not broken. And in case of Rishabh Pant, he is your best number 5. That's the reading of the situation. Uh, Pineapple is a comment. I prefer Boland over Hazelwood for the Aussies. Too early, I would say. If because Hazelwood, goes on to pick a 5 wicket haul or maybe 3 or 4 wickets, then what would you say? Snehal Mukherjee, what SA need to do to maintain the first innings of play counter-attacking innings? And that's what South Africa needed. 43 for 4 in 22 overs, not even scoring at 2 runs an over. You need someone who can get a quick-fire 50. Temba Bavuma has already gotten himself into a shell. It could either be David Bedingham because Tristan Stubbs has already been sent back to the pavilion. So you need someone who can play that counter-attacking innings. I think it's tough, Pineapple. I don't think South Africa have a chance. They will only have a chance, if someone plays a counter-attacking innings pretty early, and it has to be David Bedingham. I don't expect, Temba Bavuma to just come out and, play all guns blazing. I don't really think that's happening. Just a last couple of comments. Birja Prasad has a very strong comment that Bavuma will get 100. It's a prediction. Freaking Awesome is saying, hope SA batters will bat today with the intent. Their bowlers deliver the job. Yeah, batters need to do something that we have discussed. Birja Prasad is also saying that Australia and NZSA play a specialist batter averaging 45 like Daryl Mitchell and Bavuma. Yeah, they do. But the point is, what wrong has Rishabh Pant done? Why do you even want to shift him out of that position? That's the question that I have. Do you think India should play Kuldeep from second test because every pitch other than Leeds have significant spin? I would really want to go with Kuldeep Yadav and Ravindra Jadeja as 2 spinners and have 3 pacers here. I think that's a good option. But with this Indian team, they are very keen on playing more all-rounders. So I expect India to have the trio of Reddy, Jadeja and Shardul play at least the first 2 or 3 matches. That's just down to the team's preference. And let's see, if your dream comes true. Bo Webster was really impressive. Pineapple, yeah. Snehal Mukherjee, how the pitch could turn or how much run does SA need to restrict? First of all, I think SA need to make sure that they get some kind of a lead. Even if it's a 10-20 run lead, I think that's going to be, providing them psychological advantage. But if they don't get to it, I think it's going to be, warning signs for them at the very same time. So now let's see, what the newspapers really have to tell us. Bit about Mone Mokel, his press conference. There's a video uploaded on Sports Today. Do check it out. Brazil, Ecuador have sealed the World Cup berths. In football, BCCI are going to meet to set the IPL celebration norms. The meeting is going to take place on 14th of June. England have called up teenager Eddie Jack. And who is really Eddie Jack? Well, you can check out Sports Today for the story. India have lost the Pro League to Argentina in hockey. And Manu Bhaker has finished 6th in the ISSF World Cup in Munich. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. We'll take one more comment before I wrap things up here. Last comment. Terence so just let me know if I'm pronouncing your name right or wrong. Sai and Nair should add playing 11. Absolutely, in my personal opinion, both Sai Sudarshan and Karun Nair should make it to the 11. One can bat at number 3, one can bat at number 6, depending upon where the team wants him. Ideally, it should be Sai Sudarshan at 3 and Karun Nair at 6. You can swap the positions also, I'm fine with it. But this is my preference. But what the team would do, I think at the very same time, I think they would not really opt for, I think one of them may only play because the point is that they cannot really drop someone like a Nitish Reddy. They're pretty, hell-bent on the fact that they want to have as many all-rounders as they can, and that's what even I could infer from the Mone Mokel's, press conference that he had the other day. So I think it's going to be one of them who will play, and more than likely on current form, I think it's going to be Karun Nair. So that's about it as far as the morning wrap is concerned. Put in all your thoughts, comments, and predictions. As to what do you think would be India's playing 11, what could be the result of WTC final, and we'll check them out. Until then, it's Siddharth Gulati saying bye. Thank you.